Good morning and welcome to our Friday morning leadership on Change the World. And today we want to talk about how we all need each other. So Brad and I are here to talk about what does it take to change the world around us. And so the first thing it's going to take is that we need each other. We can't do this on our own. We need community. And when we talk about changing the world, it's important that we see ourselves as a full team, and that we understand what the problem is and how we all need to work together. If we focus on what unites us rather than what divides us, we'll begin to see a difference in how our world is changed.
Big time. And I just want to jump back. I think, entrepreneur and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman said, and this is from the book, that no matter how brilliant your mind or your strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose to a team. So think about that. The odds of success in any endeavor increase significantly or dramatically when you team up with other people, so you can do more together, right? If you establish an ongoing partnership, for instance, your chances increase to 95%. So that's kind of where we're going, as we is more important than me.
Right. And so the goal is to team up with the right people who are working for the same cause, people who see the same values, and we are working together. It makes a huge difference when your team has put together the same values and the same goals.
Yeah. And I think, Ruth, you talked about yesterday on your Wednesday morning, you talk about attitude, but we have to shift our attitude, right? We've got to go, instead of saying what's in it for me or what's in it for her or what's in it for you, what's best for the common good. So we're thinking about others. And I think we have to have that attitude in order for us to move forward, especially with a big endeavor on how to change your world, right? If it's all about me, I just want to change my immediate world, right? So I got to think about what's the best for the common good.
Right. And another thing that we have to remember to do is collaboration. Cooperation says that let's get along or else nothing's going to get done. But collaboration says let's work together because this has to be done. So when we use our strengths to benefit the team and bring value to others with the people and the group that you're working with, we begin to see change occurring all around us.
Yeah, and let's go. I want to back up a little bit. We're going to talk about a checklist here that, am I okay or am I getting ahead? What are your contributions to the cause? So we're going to bring up a list here. I'm not going to go through it in depth, but how would you rate yourself from a scale of 1 to the weakest to 5 of the highest on this list here? And the first one would be passion. I gave myself a 3 on that. Then we've got experience. Then we've got knowledge. Then we've got skills. Then we've got relationship. Then we've got influence.
Right.
Then we've got vision. Then we've got time. And then resources.
Right. And often on some of these values, like for myself, some of them I would rate myself at a 5, but some of them I would rate myself as a 3, because some of what's involved is going to take a group of people with different types of abilities and seeing values in the same light.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also when we're looking to collaborate, we want to be with the right people, people who are on the same page, they have the same values. That's really important. Otherwise, you can be butting heads. People that are willing to fight for the same cause. If they don't have that same passion, it's going to be difficult. And people who will fight for one another, I'd say have each other's backs, right? That's really important. Makes all the difference in the world. So you want to look at answering the question, who should you team up with to transform your world? We'd recommend that you start by looking for people who are already doing something about the cause that calls to you.
Right. And then we also believe that we have to keep talking to one another. We have to keep putting it out in front of other people. And because if we're going to be successful, we have to continue to communicate, because what happens is that through miscommunication, if we're not talking about it with each other, we begin to find ourselves miscommunicating. And so that's what happens when you under communicate. So it's important that we over communicate.
Yeah, communication is really key. Again, it's better to over communicate. Sometimes you need to listen more than you talk so that you hear what the other person's saying. So communication's a really, really important skill, especially from a leadership perspective. But again, if you're looking to change your world, communication has to be paramount.
Right. And so, just in review of what we have been talking about, in order for us to see change happen around us in our community, we have to do it with people who have the same values. You have to do it as a part of a team, as a collaboration. And we must team up in order to see change happen.
Yeah, remember, we is more important than me. You've
That's
got to
right.
be other focused. We're working together, right? We need each other.
Mhm.
It's not just a solo job where I'm in this myself, Ruth's in it on her own, but we really got to get the idea in our minds that we is more important than me. So,
That's
guys,
right.
thanks for tuning in and joining us
Yeah,
today, this week. Join us next week. We'll have another version of How to Change Your World.
that's all right.
All right.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, guys. Bye bye.